New ships. We've got White Aura Porpoise. Arise from the oceanic depths with White Aura. So we got White Mambo, Sardine, Porpoise, Reincarnation. White Reincarnation. White Reincarnation. All right. Me when I wake up in the morning, huh? White Sunfish is level 4 Waterfish 12. You can only use the first effect of this once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can target a level 4 or lower fish in your grave with the same name as a card you control and then special this. And if you do special that monster, and if this is special from the grave, you can treat it as a tuner. So this needs a lot of setup, I think, right? Because of the name requirements, but it's obviously broken, right? Because it's just like 2 special summons. Trying to remember how like the fish monsters play, but I don't think any of the sharks like have like the shared name thing, so I'm not sure. This is either really broken or really bad, based on how easy it is to set up like a fish with the same name as a card you control. But I think like lifeless leaf fish can just like normal summon send itself, and then now you have 2 names, right? That could be good. But now you just like summon this, bring this back, and then now you can go White Aura, Whale, Raigeki, attack, etc. Sardine is level 2. You close first effect once per turn. Send a Sardine from deck to the grave. Cost and special this. Can't special next first turn except water. So this is special from the grave. Treat as a tuner. Well, I guess they literally designed the support for it, so that kind of makes sense, right? Like you go Sardine in hand, dump, special summon. Now you can normal summon this. Bring back Sardine plus this. This make a 6. The 6 you're making is Porpoise. So they want you to just make these all work in conjunction with each other. Water tuner, non-tuner can use the first effect once per turn. Synchro summon, special level 4 lower fish from your hand or grave. Okay, so then you bring back the sunfish. Then special ones with the same name from your grave. Okay, well, if you want to use the naming coefficient there to maximize your advantage, I guess you would just go like this, send this, normal this, bring back this, synchro into this, bring back this, bring back this. Or, sorry, the 2 sardines. If this is destroyed by your opponent's card and sent to grave, banish one of the water and then special this, and then it is, if you do it, it's treated as a tuner. I don't think you would just pass on this. You probably just go 6 plus 2 into the 8, and then the 8 plus the 2 can make a 10 if you want. So 2-card combo level 10 synchro if you'd like with this deck. Not like completely impressive, not like amazing, but fine. Rank 4 capabilities as well. You got a continuous spell as well called you know, this. When this card resolves, add a fish that has an effect to treat itself as a tuner from your deck to your hand. That's like so specific. What? Probably because they just didn't want to have you have like a generic fish rota, which would potentially be broken. So just activate this, and then you can just add this thing, or this, right? Which one is it? This one? Yeah. Both of them, really. Like, you can search any of them. And then once per turn, if your White Aura is attacked at the end of the damage step, have it make a second attack. Level 8 or higher fish synchro is special from your graveyard, even during the damage that destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Yeah, so if your deck doesn't have like non-destruction removal, the White Auras are like really annoying to deal with. In fact, you can't out them; they just keep coming back. So, if you can stop your opponent from like destroying, from not destroying your White Auras, like the deck is really sticky. So yeah. Cool bunch of cards. Nothing like completely game breaking. Nothing super meta contending here, but very cool nonetheless. So that's nice. Another card here is Dueling Heroes, a world premiere card. Oh, we don't have an effect yet? Where's the text on this? There's no text? Is this old? I think I might have seen that already. Anyway, new trap card. Dragonic Ancestor of the Ice Spirit Mountain. This looks like an ice barrier monster. A level 10 Water Dragon Synchro, okay. We've got a actual ice barrier support, let's go. Georges. He's a Wing Beast tuner, okay. Mirror Magic of the Ice Barrier, a tuner, okay. Like, are we getting actually good ice barrier cards now so that we can, you know, make the ice barrier synchro monsters? Alright, I think the best thing to do is read the main deck, guys, first. Georges is level 6. Water Winged Beast Tuner. 2012, you can use the first effect once per turn each. If you control an ice barrier special, this is from your hand in defense. Well, there you go. That just makes, like, basically any level in your deck, because Ice Barriers all have different numbers. This is normal or special. You can special level 5 or lower Ice Barrier from your hand or graveyard. So this thing just specials itself and then specials another guy. Jesus Christ. Ice Barrier actually turning into a combo deck. Don't forget as well, Ice Barriers have one of the most basic and simple cards and best mechanics in Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is Rota for the entire archetype at no cost and not once per turn. So any of these guys are all just 6 copies immediately if you really want them to be, with Medallion of the Ice Barrier. If you control another Ice Barrier, your opponent can activate the effects of monsters in the graveyard. Yeah, okay, alright. So we made Ice Barrier circular. And then it also floodgates. That's really funny. Mirror Magic it's not nowhere near as good as circular, but anyway, it's funny. So level 2 Aqua Tuner, you can only use first and second once per turn. Tribute 1 other effect, and then special up to 3 Ice Barrier tokens. And if you do increase this card's level by that amount, what is that amount? The number of tokens you summon, right? So if I summon 3 tokens, this guy becomes 5. So it's just a 1 card level 8. Well, not really 1 card, but, you know. It makes it level 8. During this turn, you cannot special from the extra deck except Water Synchros. If this is sent to the graveyard, add an Ice Barrier card or deck, or among your banished cards except Master of the Ice Barrier. Well, this is really good. It's kind of hard to summon, though. Just a normal summon. Like, this guy can bring it from the graveyard, but then you need to, like, set that up. But adding any Ice Barrier card from your deck to your hand is pretty good, right? Because I think there's a couple that are, like, really good. Like, I think, like, Chains is decent. They have, like, a good trap card, I'm pretty sure. But it's, like, you know, it's only good if it's searchable. But there you go. Frozen Domains, continuous trap card. You can only use the second effect once per turn. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your Ice Barrier monsters. If a monster is... But I don't think Ice Barrier have a way to quick synchro on their opponent's turn, right? So I don't know how good that is to have a trap card that does this. If a monster is specialed from the extra, you can return an Ice Barrier monster you control to the hand or deck, and then place a card on the field or in the grave on the bottom of the deck. Special, return an Ice Barrier control to the hand or deck, and then place it. Okay. So, I mean, I don't feel like this is a good card. It requires you to set it, wait, then play on the following turn to start synchro summoning. Then you get a bonus effect. Yeah, they can't respond, which is, you know, haha, spell speed for Trish, really funny. But there's no way to, like, help you set up here. Then place the card on the field at the bottom. Once per turn during your end phase, reveal 3 Ice Barriers with different names in your extra deck, or destroy this card. It includes when your opponent specials. Oh, even your opponent special summoning acts as a compulse, basically. Okay, that's much better. Well, the second and third effect very much do feel like... Well, the third effect isn't even real. The first effect is just a nice bonus. I still don't think this is, like, amazing. I mean, it's good, but it's, like... Gotta go first and set up and search it, which, I mean, it's fine. You definitely play 1. You play 1 100%. I just don't know if, like... I mean, yeah, it's a one-off. You definitely play this. It's just, I don't think it's, like, incredible because it's just a bit of a slow trap, but this is really cool. I wish they got, like, you know, some better starters, I think, is really what Ice Barrier needs. This is a really good extender. This one is fine. But this deck really needs, like, a good starter monster. Dragonic Ancestor of the Ice Spirit, level 10, generic water tuner and a non-tuner. Water tuner. Non-tuner water would have been fine, but water tuner is a bit weird. You know? Could have made this in Sword Soul potentially if it's... Wait a minute, can you make this in Sword Soul? What are the tokens? They're water, aren't they? Pause? Holy shit, okay. Alright, I don't care about I don't care about Ice Barrier anymore. This better be a good fucking long one card. You can only use the first effect of this up to twice per turn. Once per chain, if your opponent specials a monster, special an ice barrier from your hand, deck, extra, or grave, and then change opponent's attack position monster to defend. This is fucked, by the way, an ice barrier. If you can, like, actually make this an ice barrier, like, Jesus Christ. Once per chain? That's actually unhinged. If you make this turn 1 an ice barrier, any card effect they activate, they summon an ice barrier monster from their deck, and then you can summon all those, like, stupid, like, the ice barrier cards that say, like, your opponent can't summon, they can't attack things, they can't, like, do, like, it's busted in ice barrier. Now, the problem is like, making this turn 1 an ice barrier, I think is, like, maybe hard. I think it's, like, you need a revealer and another card to do this. If this face-up synchro card is owner control leaves the field by an opponent's by your opponent, you can special an ice barrier synchro from your extra deck, and it's treated as a synchro summon. Jesus. Oh my god. That's insane. The Ice Jade card discards a card and summons itself and a token. Oh, so you're not making this very easily with ice barrier cards, I assume, right? But provided that ice barrier can actually consistently, like, summon this very easily with, like, a 1-card combo, apparently with Ice Jades. This thing is fucked. Like, once per chain? You just, like, E-Telly 2 guys. This is really good. You're probably, like, to be fair, you're probably just, like, fucking floodgating your opponent. But sure. Oh my god, chat, you know what's really funny? I have, like, 10 ice barrier structure decks randomly, that I got given to do giveaways that I just forgot to, like, really use. So, I just have, like, a bunch of ice barrier structures in my garage. I might fish them out and sell them. But yeah, this card's amazing. It's a shame that we can't really do anything with it in Sword Soul, but I guess, like, realistically, that makes sense. They don't want you to, like, just splash this into other day. It's very much supposed to be an ice barrier card. The other effect is crazy, by the way. If they kaiju this, if they punch over it, if they send it, you just trish them. So, like, what? The only way to out this is, like, Unicorn? And, like, Compulse, right? Because if it goes face down into the extra deck, it doesn't trigger. But yeah, yeah, so, like, it's treated as a synchro summon. Like, bruh. Like, that's actually insane. Can you summon itself? No, it's not an ice barrier, technically. Yeah, this is the actually crazy card. I love this thing. What do we got next? Are these the Infernoids? All right, what's the other one? Wasn't there some Horus cards? Let's leave the best to last, because I actually really like Infernoid. As I'm trying to remember how this deck works. It's basically the Gold Sark deck that you can use up to 4 times per turn, right? And then you turbo these guys out and make, like, stuff. You can only first second once per turn. If you control the Horus and the King Sarcophagus, you can reveal this and then send a card from hand or field to the grave and send a card from the field to the grave. Huh? That's kind of busted. Because you want all of the Horus guys in the graveyard, I think, right? So you just send one from your hand to the grave, and then you can just send a card your opponent controls to the grave. That's pretty cool. If a face-up King Sarcophagus or Horus other than Black Flame control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect specialist from your hand, then send all other monsters on the field to the grave. Wow, okay. So if they out your Sarcophagus, you just rip their field apart. That's kind of neat. Stonewall of the Imperial Tombs field. You can only second effect once per turn. This card's name becomes King Sarcophagus while in the field zone. During your main phase, add a Horus monster from deck to your hand and then place a card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. Don't they already have a Rota, right? I think they have a continuous spell that also is Rota, right? Which I think it's the Sarcophagus. I can't remember. I haven't read these cards in a few months. If you activate the effect of Horus, you can draw one. Okay. Well, okay. It's fine. This is obviously good. Searching card's good. And the name thing is also really important if you don't draw the King Sarcophagus, because it's very much required on it for all of your monsters to do, like, bonus effects. This guy's, like, pretty decent protection. Yeah, it's, like, fine. I'm not like super crazy about it. Not gonna lie. This I'm gonna be crazy for though. Holy, let's go. Alright. So we've got an Infernoid fusion monster that requires 2 Infernoids. So you just want to summon this with the spell card, continuous, sometimes for free. They made a Link Infernoid monster, which is 100% what the deck needed. Because you summon a bunch of Infernoids with level restrictions and stuff, because you can only summon or control level 8 or something with the what's it called? The Inferno monsters. So linking them off and then actually getting a relevant, real Infernoid monster instead of just like gravity controller to link off Tierra. If this guy even has an even remotely playable effect, this will be really good. Although Link 4 is very high, to be fair. Like, we'll see. And then there's a normal spell, a continuous spell. Are they all Infernity cards? Infernoid card? They are, Jesus. Oh, they're also Void cards, so that might maybe be Infernity related, potentially. Pause champ. Are we hitting 2 birds with 1 stone here? So we can just summon this with the Infernoid branded fusion. 11/11, 2 Infernoids. Go to the first set once per turn. If this is fusion, summon banish Infernoid from your grave, and then send Infernoid monster with different names from each other from you that equal to the banished monster's level. Holy crap. So you can just like fuse into Tierra by sending Diviety and Anunku. Then you can banish the Anunku or the Diviety, whichever one you don't want, I guess, in that moment. And then that lets you just mill like 4 cards or something. Mill 10? Wait, no. What? It's equal to the from each other. Different names equal. There's no... What? I thought it was equal. I thought they had to add up to the level. This is just foolish burial for 10. Do you want to play 10 Infernoids in your deck? I don't want to play Infernoids, but like... This is foolish 10 cards. Bro, it's so funny that like in this day and age, you can read a card like this and be like, oh, this is foolish burial for 10, and then be like, you know what? I still think this archetype might not be that good. Like, it's funny. It still actually might not be that good because they're Infernoids. And do you know 10 unique Infernoid names? There's like 3 good names. You gotta play the 7 other names. Like, who the fuck wants to put like... Who the fuck wants to put, what's the level 5 called? The not the Siete. Like, who wants to put that shit in their deck? You know what I mean? Like, so that's the problem. But still, it's really insane that you can just have the fodder, I guess, right? That's the whole point. It's like they act as trash for your good summons, like Saitsamas and Diviety. Anyway, if this is sent to the grave or banished, add a spell. Okay, great. So you can just, I mean, very clearly level 1 for a reason. You know, Link ones were a mistake. Do not at me, but you just, you know, go branded fusion. I keep saying branded fusion. I forgot the name. Infernoid something. Summon this. Void Imagination, that one. Imagination, dump 2, banish an Unku, mill 10, make Link Karibo, add one of the new cards, which is probably... One of these has to be, like, playable. So, you know, let's take a look at Flood here. Bottom left, bottom right, top. My concern about this, automatically just seeing this, is it's way too high Link rating. To require 2+ monsters, including Infernoid. My concern reading this is that it's way too high Link rating. They really need, like, a 1 or 2. So, you can only use the first, second, and third effect once per turn. Ew, I mean, they all must be broken. If your opponent would special a monster, quick effect, tribute a monster, negate, and if you do banish those monster... Okay, so they gave them a Solemn Warning that banishes. That's reasonable. If a card is banished from your graveyard, banish a card on the field. Okay, so if you summon a Infernoid, you can just banish a card. If this link summon card's owner is destroyed by your opponent, special an Infernoid from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. This is probably never going to resolve because why would your opponent ever do that? But, I mean, this is obviously very good. Solemn Warning that banishes, plus anytime you banish, you can what's it called? Can you... I'm trying to think if you can trigger the second effect on your opponent's turn with Infernoids. I think you can just tribute an Infernoid and banish your own cards from your graveyard, right? I don't think Infernoids say you just have to banish from your opponent's. You can't do that? Oh, okay. So how are we triggering the second effect on our opponent's turn? I don't think you can do that at all with just Infernoid cards, right? I'm pretty sure you'd have to use, like, some other way to do that. Anyway, so, like I said, this is really insane. My concern is that it's way too high link rating. Like, you have to... So this Foolish Burial for 10, you're gonna have to, like, burn every single one of those monsters. This doesn't even feel that broken anymore, because in order to summon this, you need 4 bodies. So I don't know, like, are we playing Sky Blaster again or some shit? Like... This is just too hard to summon in this deck, I feel, but that's why you need to, like, supplement it with another engine. So something that can, like, put a lot of tokens on the field or something alongside Infernoids would be really helpful. Because you just need to, like, this is really important, right? I don't know, they ash you and you make Hita or something? Yes, sure. Alright, anyway, so we're searching spells and traps, so let's see how good this is. Void Blaze Up. God, they just make these names, like, so terrible. Like, Incinerativating. This isn't a word. Anyway, you can only say effect once per duel. Jesus, when did we last get a once per duel effect? Holy. Reveal an Infernoid or a Void spell and trap in your hand. Discard your entire hand and then draw the same number of cards you discarded. Reveal an Infernoid. Discard your entire and then draw the same. I feel like if this was just D-draw, it would have been fine. Because the Infernoids really need that. Discard your entire hand, then draw the same number of cards you discarded. Dart World card? This wouldn't really work in Dart World. Because then you'd have to put Infernoids and Void spells in track, because that's the activation requirement. Like, that's way too inconsistent. You'd have to draw this, a hand of Dart Worlds, and a Void and Infernoid. You'd have to be like, yeah. I guess it's not once per turn, I guess. That's kind of cool, but... Wow, also, I just noticed you can, like, set good cards, right? Like, if you have, like, good spells and power spells and stuff, you can just set them. Reveal the crappy, like, Infernoid brick. And then draw. But it's a -1, though. This doesn't feel, like, amazing. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of meh. Let's see what the second effect is. Control no monsters or all monsters you control are fiends, and this is in your grave. And except the turn it was sent there. Banish this and target up to 11 of your banished Infernoids. Return this in the graveyard. Okay, I think you play this card. I think you play this card. Fucking hell, dude. What is that? What? Burial from different dimension, right? What is that? What's that called again? This thing? Remember when this card was, like, good, quote-unquote? You could, like, return 3 banish cards to your graveyard? This fucking thing sends 11 back to your graveyard. Oh, my God. It's fucked. Oh, Jesus. I mean, do you know what's funny? Like, as hilarious as this is, I still genuinely don't think it's that good. The problem is, like... It's a -1 in card advantage. So, like, the problem is, like, obviously, late game and mid game, this is absolutely broken, right? But, like, the problem with Infernoids has always been, like, starting, right? It's, like, getting your, like, things going, right? Like, if you don't, like, draw reasoning into, like, 20 mils and stuff, like, the deck just kind of sucks, right? Like, that's always been the issue with Infernoids, is, like, actually making your plays, like, start. You know? That's kind of the problem. So and all of these cards feel really good, like, well, not all of them, but these feel, like, good when you're, like, already kind of playing. So I just don't know if, like, this deck is going to be good. Like, it looks like it's going to be stronger, absolutely, but I don't know if it's going to be better. Continuous spell card, Final Barrier of Purgatory, Void Barrier. You can only use second effect once per turn. Infernoids gain 100 for each of your banished. If you control no monster or monsters or fiends, activate one of its effects, add one of your banished Infernoids to your hand, or special Infernoid from your hand, ignoring the summoning conditions. So, I mean, like, this is a lot of legacy support sometimes, and just support cards in general. They tend to work in such a way that they don't do anything, like, sometimes impressive. They're sort of designed to, like, fix problems with the deck, right? Is kind of the issue. Infernoids have always been a kind of fun and cool deck that once you get, like, going and once you, like, really make it work the way you want to work, it's, like, almost unstoppable sometimes. Infernoid, for example, in 2017 was, like, probably the best, like, top deck of the format, right? But that's because the Zodiac monsters really facilitated like milling really well, and you played 60 cards, so it was less chance for you to draw and see them. And the biggest positive is like once you get these into your graveyard, like ideally for free, right? You're trying to grass them, you're trying to like Kagasuchi them back in the day. It's the deck like gets a lot of power. It gets really powerful because they're free monsters almost, right? The problem is like Infernoids, you need to play a lot of them to have the fodder in your graveyard with reasoning, with grass, with the Foolish Burial and the Void Imagination, right? They're great once you get them in there. The issue is like you have to play like 10 plus Infernoids. You're going to draw multiples of them, and they all suck in the hand. They all are garbage except Decatron, right? And there's no fix for that other than like, well, there is, right? So that's what I'm saying. These cards are designed to fix the shit mechanic that is Infernoids, right? The fact that Infernoids are all bad to draw, right? Like you have an archetype of monsters that are not good to draw. Is the major issue. And so they fix it by like, well, let's just let you summon Infernoids from your hand, ignoring the summoning conditions. Right? So like, okay, so you activate this and then you just summon out an Infernoid, and it's like, is that really that impressive? Because like individually, each Infernoid isn't like that good, except like the boss monsters. Or if your opponent's playing a very graveyard reliant deck, then the deck becomes like, you know, playable. So it just feels like they're kind of fixing the problems with the actual mechanic of the archetype itself. And what I'm seeing here is there isn't really like a powerful starter card. I guess other than the fusion, you know, mill 10 is insane, but how did they really realistically want you to get to this card? I suppose there's consistent enough ways now. You play 3 Imagination, 3 Void, the thing that discards to add a Void Imagination, basically. So you have 6 copies of that. Polymerization. I mean, unironically, like, if you play, like, so many names, which is kind of how you're supposed to play it, it looks like, you know, 11 different names, 10 different names, potentially, you straight up just, like, poly your hands or something. That can, like, work, but, I mean, then you have to play poly in your deck, you know? Instant is one single limited card, chat. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for sharing. I want you to go and enter a 12-round tournament and open Instant Fusion every single game. Then we can talk, all right? Anyway, so this is, like, very... Like, it's just very typical of Infernoid, right? This is all super glass cannon support, right? Like, if you can, like, just get to this guy, mill, summon a bunch of dudes, summon this guy, fucking recycle everything with Blaze Up, establish this, and then have, like, other defensive cards, this deck will just be unbeatable, right? But, like, how are you getting to that point? You know, it's, like, it's such a glass cannon deck because you have just so many garbage bricks in your deck. It's really hard to, like, consistently get there, especially in a modern age where people, you know, actually interact and disrupt you in any way that you're trying to, like, you know, get to these cards and search them. It's, yeah, so I like them. I think they're cool, but they don't fix the main problem with Infernoid for me, which has always been starter cards. And the fusion is insane, but, you know, this is your starter card, obviously, but, I mean, draw instant fusion or busts, right? Like... You know? That's kind of what it feels like. So yeah, overall, I'm excited. I want to mess around with it. I do like these, but I just don't see it being meta. Right? I don't see it being meta, is my take on this. Alright, that's all the cards. If the fusion summon could summon itself using mats from the hand, it'd be fine, maybe? Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah, so if the fusion could, like, contact fuse itself from the hand, that'd be cool. Oh, Vlad, hey, good morning. Do you want to put this on the second channel, my reading of all of these cards, if you're still here? I hope the deck becomes good just to see the mirror with Super Poly. Haha. Super Poly on your opponent's turn, banish an Infernoid, and then mill 10. Yeah, that sounds hilarious. If the fusion could contact fuse out of deck, could be good. Like, basically, you need to summon this. Yeah, the deck would be very good if you could contact fuse out of the deck. And that's, you know what the funny thing is? I still don't know if the deck would be good, unironically. Do you know why? Because Infernoid, like, monsters individually actually just genuinely suck. How did they make better Ice Barrier cards than Infernoid cards? That's not true. This is better than Ice Barrier. I think, maybe. This fusion is individually, like, in a vacuum, quote-unquote, one of the most broken support cards for an archetype. Like, actually. It's absurd. Foolish for 10, +1, add a spell when you link it away. This is Infernoid Kit Kalos. Yeah. This is Infernoid Kit Kalos. Right? And but the thing is, giving Kit Kalos to a bad deck doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I mean? Revealer is literally Dweller, anti-spell, and a banish. One Revealer is okay, that's kind of cool. Extra Foolish. So you could go like Extra Foolish Burial, send this, add Imagination, activate Imagination, use 2 Infernoids, summon this, then you can start playing. Okay, there's like consistent ways to get to this, I suppose. That's not bad. One Infernoid card in my hand is Ash Blossom Pass. Nice. Extra Foolish is unplayable. You can't set Feast. I don't think you play Feast if you want to play it like this, though. That's the problem. Like, let's be real. I don't know how good Feast is. How are you even summoning Feast? If you Foolish 10 monsters, how the fuck are you resolving Feast? Like, you just have no targets anymore. You've just milled everything. I mean, I guess you'd still have, like, a Decatron, a Sightsamus, and another Decatron to summon. You probably still play Feast, maybe. You play 1 at best, at an absolute maximum. Is Reasoning still at 3 in TCG? Yo, we need to add this to the ban list, by the way. Not this one. Alright, unlimited chat. This is the... We're putting this the ban list video. Unbanned. Reasoning. There you go. Or is it... What is Reasoning as? Like limited or something? It's limited to 1. Unlimited Reasoning. There you go. What was the other card? Kirin, right? That we need to add to this list here. Since we've had some revelations during the subathon, I haven't had a chance to update this. Magispector Kirin is going to 1, and Reasoning is going to 3. Have we got anything? They're not unbanning Kirin. No. I need to like address this garbage take right now. You are so wrong. You are so wrong. Hold up. Give me that Magispector support card here real quick. We need to Where's the article for the Magispector card? Did I pass it? Magispector link YG organization. Bro, unironically, Kirin sucks. Konami are printing a new support card, a new generic rank 4, with Kirin in the artwork, whose monster effect special summons a level 6 or lower wind spellcaster from your deck. Do you know how many level 6 spellcaster exist? 2. What are we summoning? Oath Dragon? 6 or lower? Well, yeah, but still. It's in the artwork. Why would they put this on the artwork? That's a very good point. 6 or lower? Why 6? Why 6? What's the highest level monster Magispector that isn't a level 6? They're level 4. They would just say level 4, right? But they put 6. Why did they put 6? Because they want you to have the option to summon a 6. And which 6s are there in Magispector? Exactly. The spell card. They're not printing 2 new cards and 2 new artworks with Kirin because they want you to summon Oath Dragon. Okay? Kirin's coming back. Kirin's coming back.